This is section 6 of chapter 1. It's on perimeter and area. These are two concepts that you've definitely seen probably before in 4th grade, I think. Just to refresh your memories, we have a definition for perimeter and then some important points that you got to focus on for perimeter. The perimeter of any figure is the distance around the outside of it. Certain shapes have a formula for calculating perimeter, but just adding up all of the side lengths will give you the same answer. The unit for perimeter is always raised to the first power. The unit is just as important as the numerical answer that you're going to get. The things that you're going to calculate perimeter for, a lot of times you might need the perimeter of a room, for instance, maybe to put up some baseboard or some type of trim in the room. Also, you would need to calculate perimeter of maybe your yard if you're going to put up a fence. Here are some examples of units. A lot of times when we're measuring things, we can measure in inches or feet, meters, centimeters, millimeters, miles, yards, etc. Sometimes we would abbreviate these units. Inches, a lot of times, instead of writing out the word inches, we could just put capital I with an N. Also, you could see the two little tick marks there. If you see a number with two little tick marks after it, that's referring to inches. So if you see 5 with those two little marks, that means 5 inches. If you just see one little mark after a number, that's referring to feet. Okay, so there you go in number 1. You have a shape, and it's got the dimensions there with the two little tick marks after. So the way you read that is all of those side lengths are in inches. We want to find the perimeter of that shape. So what you're going to do is you're going to add all of those side lengths together. It's probably not a bad idea to know how many sides this shape has to make sure that you're adding the correct number of numbers together. Okay, so add your 7 numbers together. You can pause the video if you need to. Probably a good idea to have a calculator out for this lesson. Okay, you should end up with 19 there for the numerical part of your answer. So your answer for perimeter is going to be 19 inches. Number 2, little different looking shape. This time it's got 4 sides. If you want its perimeter, you do the same thing. You're going to add those 4 numbers. Now notice how the unit here is in feet because there's 1 tick mark there. So 15 plus 15, that's 30. Plus 6 plus 6, that gives you 42. So your perimeter for number 2 would be 42 feet. Now there's a question there at the bottom. Is there a quicker way to find the perimeter in number 2? We added up all the sides. Is there any other way you could have done it? Well, that shape right there is most likely a rectangle. It sure looks like a rectangle. There's 2 lengths and there's 2 widths. The lengths are the same. And then the widths match each other as well. So if there's 2 lengths and 2 widths, you could multiply the 15 by 2, multiply the 6 by 2, and then add those together. That would get you the same 42. That's called a formula. We'll look at that in the next video.